Bitcoin chart shows a pump and then a dump, but overall, in the long term, in 2021, we're going to see $1 million per Bitcoin.
Today for the Bitcoin price with DaVinci J15, we will be talking about Bitcoin because right now in the charts, we can see that there's evidence that Bitcoin is going to experience first a pump to this specific level and then a dump to this specific level. And we will be talking about all of that. We will be opening the charts and telling you exactly how we are planning to rule the situation here in the markets right now. But also in the second part of the video, I'm gonna be showing DaVinci J15 here my tweet, which was addressed to all Bitcoin bears, showing us that within the last 11 years, Bitcoin has always shown the same pattern, these converging trend lines here, leading Bitcoin into a massive pump here out of these trend lines into the next all-time high. We will be talking about that. We will be asking DaVinci what his all-time high predictions are and what he is predicting for the Bitcoin price for 2020, 2021. Guys, I can already tell you, this will blow your mind and you do not want to be missing out on that. And also, of course, we will be talking about the lovely banks here, Goldman Sachs, saying that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin are not an asset class. We will be telling you what kind of signal this is for us. And of course, we will be talking about the banking system and especially about the US banks and some horrifying data and thoughts we are actually having about them right now. But with that being said, I really want to come right now to the most important question of today. DaVinci J15, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing over there in Thailand?
I got my channel back. I mean, we had a strike and thanks to all the community, DaVinci, also to your help, we got the strike lifted, the warning lifted. So thank you so much for all your help, guys. This certainly helps. And before we go into the charts, I just wanted to say something. I uploaded this emergency video where I said YouTube is purging us, and we got within 20 minutes 1,500 likes and 4,000 views within 20 minutes. Can we do the same for this video? Can you scroll down, smash the like button, every single one of you guys? I really love you and I want to see if this is possible, if we can continue that for the future, because I have never seen a performance like that in 20 minutes. So thank you everyone for this. And with that being said, DaVinci, we all want to see your magical TA, so maybe we pull up the charts and see what you have to say today.
All right, let's pull up the weekly chart as usual, because we almost want to start with a weekly chart to make sure that we're seeing the big picture and not missing out on anything. Now, in this big picture, what can we see? Well, we're stuck in this wedge pattern, right? We broke out of this, and we're back in this wedge pattern that's here that we've created, and we're trading in between on a weekly basis, in between this wedge. Yes, we broke out a little bit and came back in the next week, and then now we're pushing higher. So can we push higher and go higher, or are we going to break down and go lower? Only time will tell. And obviously, let's take a look at the lower time frame to give us some sort of indication on which way we are headed. So if we head over to the 4 hour, you can see that we do have like a trend line that I've had here for quite some time that we bounced back up to, and only rolled over and went down and like broke the hearts of all the bullish people out there. And so then we W'd out, put in a nice cute little W here, and then finally went and breaking out over here. I find it hard to believe that Bitcoin has come all the way up here not to bust out all the shorts that are right here. They're sitting here with their stop losses up here. And yeah, we're just coming up to like scare them a little bit. I don't think so. We're probably gonna break them and break them hard, break their backs really hard. And we can see that what's up here is a 61.8, 78.6. So don't be surprised if we see price action in that area where we are going to see the shorts come in on full force to start dumping on the market. Now, of course, remember, this is Bitcoin. If somebody decides, that some billionaire decides, you know what, I don't want to bother like figure out how to buy the best way to buy in this market. I know it's going to $100 to $1 million, right? I'm just gonna hit the buy button. Yeah. And that could happen at any minute now, and he could FOMO just as well as you can. and just push this thing a lot higher and break this thing out. Will that happen? Probably not, but it still can. And so look for shorts to start. Look for like the market to roll over around this area, which is around the 90, between the $9,455 and the 9,700 level here, somewhere in that area. We're gonna wait and see and take a look at the 4-hour and check to see what that is saying. If we go to the daily, and we can see that there is a Davo which takes us up into that level. I believe it does. Let's just see here. Is this dailies? Yes, it is. And this is perpetual swaps. Yes, it is. And yeah, so no, this Davo actually takes us a lot higher. This Davo takes us all the way to 10,400, approximately 10,450. So based on a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which is what this Davo is printing, little high for my blood. I would say this thing was not going to work out the way it wants to. This trend line is moves trend line. I moved it down a lot to try to get it to keep this downward movement in. And once we broke this, I really think that we're committed to a bearish trend. And yes, with these bearish trends, it always tests the bears, and tests and really suckers in the bulls, and then rolls over. Even at the lower time frame, this just happens over and over and over again, like a fractal.
Yeah.
And I expect the same thing to probably happen once more. Now, again, keep that in mind. Anything can happen in this area. We have to wait to see. We can't really just stick a short here and go, yeah, cross your fingers, Hail Mary, let's do this. No. There's too much time frame in between that, and anything can happen between here and there. So we want to be prepared to wait and see basically what Bitcoin does at the 9,600 level. If it starts creating what's it called, a divergence on the 4-hour, we're gonna be all over it like white on rice.
I like it. You're on the shorter time frame, on the smaller time frames, you are predicting 9,500 to 9,700, and then likely, of course, we will reevaluate the situation once we are there. But from the viewpoint right now, it is very likely that we are reversing there and putting in a dump after this pump here we are experiencing actually right now as we speak. And of course, guys, you know the deal. If you are also an experienced trader and you want to trade this crazy volatility in the market, you know we have in the pinned comment $402 completely for free for you. If you scroll down to the pinned comment, on top of the pinned comment section, scroll down and you will find these 3 links here where you can get $90 for free on Bybit, $112 on Phemex, and $200 on DueDEX after a 0.2 Bitcoin deposit on the specific exchange. Very important, you have to use here our links here in the pinned comment. Of course, you're supporting us with that as well, so thank you so much for that, and have fun trading here this free bonus on these exchanges, but of course only if you are an experienced trader, guys. So that is very interesting, but this is the short term, Da Vinci, and of course everyone loves, especially here, your predictions for the long term. And I wanted to swap over directly here to the long term because I've been putting out a tweet recently. I actually also made 2 videos about that. YouTube took them down, and in these videos I was on the monthly time frames, and I did show in that video that we have converging trend lines here every single cycle, and after the halving we are breaking out of these converging trend lines. And either YouTube didn't like it or there were some other reasons. However, these videos have been taken down and they have significantly impacted the performance of the videos because they were about to get viral. And it seems like this is a very important thing to talk about. So I really wanted to ask you, Da Vinci. I did show you this specific tweet here, and just to remind everyone here, this is the tweet. You can see here the vertical lines, that's the halvings, and the converging trend lines, and you can see how Bitcoin here specifically always breaks out. And we are right now coming into that showdown area here towards the end of the converging trend lines, and Bitcoin is probably, hopefully, if history does anything like similar to that, going to break out. So Da Vinci, what is your opinion on that? Do you think this is a valid picture for Bitcoin here in the long term? And what are you expecting for Bitcoin, especially for this year and next year? Maybe you have a little price target also for the next all-time high.
Well, as you know, I really think that Bitcoin is going to do $1 million or more, 1.2 or something like that, something crazy in the next 12 to 18 months. Too many things have converged. We have the money printing going brrr,
Yes.
and at the same time, we have the what's it called, the halving event, where there's less supply coming on, and on top of that, Grayscale is expected to have 500,000 in Bitcoins if they don't get confiscated by the government.
Exactly. They just bought like 60,000 or so, right? It's insane.
Exactly. They are going. They're buying Bitcoin hand over fist.
Yeah.
So this is definitely going to affect the price
Wow.
in ways you cannot imagine. And I really think that the higher end of the spectrum, the people who are wealthy, the people who are not really paying attention to this because they already have a lot of wealth and they really don't care. Once they start to care and they're told to care, and they are smart people and they are able to understand what this really is, they're going to be new hodlers.
Yes.
A lot of them are going to be newfound hodlers that are not going to let go of their 10,000 Bitcoins.
Yeah. Thank you very much, man. And you brought up a lot of valid arguments. We have a supply shock from the hard coding point of view, like only half of the Bitcoin are being inflated with every block, like 6.25 Bitcoin per block instead of 12.5. This is a significant supply shock. It's only 900 Bitcoin per day instead of 1,800 Bitcoin a day. Then we have Grayscale, and they are holding that in a cold storage. And this is being taken from the market. Then we have billionaires. Then we have hodlers. We have been showing you many on-chain analytic data points here showing that we are right now in a new hodl wave. So we have a big contraction of supply here on the exchanges. People are also withdrawing their Bitcoin from exchanges. And of course, all of that in combination with QE infinity, with reckless money printing, if you put all of that together, the most likely scenario is, of course, to be breaking out of these converging trend lines here. And as I have drawn it here, the breakout would be imminent in this year. So thank you so much for all these points, Da Vinci. Thank you so much for your crazy 1.2 million prediction. Let's see if this super cycle theory actually comes to fruition. And yes, also one thing you said, once the billionaires are being told to invest in Bitcoin. And right now this is still not the case, because there is one specific article here, or like actually many articles, but one specific news which leaked the Goldman Sachs call they had with their clients. And you know that Goldman Sachs wanted to talk with their clients about inflation, about gold, and about Bitcoin. And yeah, everyone was expecting something like, because Bitcoin was just next to gold, that they will be talking about it in a positive way, telling their clients that Bitcoin is a good hedge against inflation. Well, if you pull out these articles which show the leaked presentations and everything, Goldman Sachs was actually saying cryptocurrencies are not an asset class. And here on Yahoo Finance you can see Goldman Sachs says that Bitcoin is not a viable investment for their clients' portfolios. And they are bringing many arguments. It's volatile and like many things. It's not an asset. And so, Da Vinci, what do you think about that? About this specific kind of news, and what is the personal takeaway for you for your investment strategy?
Well, Goldman Sachs is an investment bank, and like all banks, they are not working for their customers. They're working for themselves. They are trying to get ahead of this curve and purchase as much Bitcoins as they possibly can. And they can't exactly let their clients know that they should buy this asset when there's unlimited supply. So effectively, they are telling their clients that they don't believe it's worthwhile, just like JP Morgan has done in the past and said it was a garbage. Meanwhile, they're buying it hand over fist. Then later on, when the prices are significantly higher, they'll have some sort of explanation on why their clients should be investing in Bitcoins and gold and silver when it's absolutely too late. And that's the normal thing of all these investment banks. They're basically legalized fraud, right?
Yeah.
When you hear a company is regulated, right? You know that they've just legally can defraud you.
Yeah.
Right? That's what that means, regulated, right? So that's why I just stay away from regulated companies. I can't stand them. They are just fraud machines to the max.
Yes, these banks, I mean, it's repeating over and over again. They want your best, guys. They want your money and nothing else. And they are making sure that they are getting your best, and this is your money. And also, if you just scroll back like 12 years in time, you can see in 2008, 2007, they have been advising people, buy real estate, buy this, take a mortgage and whatever. And in the background, they have been selling their mortgage-backed securities and asset-backed securities off market. And after then the crisis came and Goldman Sachs was very well, whereas everyone who was buying this crap was actually going downhill with their portfolio. So maybe something like this is happening again. They are advising against in the background. Maybe they are even buying, speculating on it. And once the time comes and once they are planning to start unfolding their backs on their own clients, they will probably advise the people to buy, because Goldman Sachs is a very, very, very evil company, right?
Yes, they're called the vampire squid of the world, to suck all the wealth out of the world. And I think Rolling Stones coined that phrase, vampire squid.
Yes. And how could they squid out all the wealth of the world? By telling the people below 10,000 to buy Bitcoin, right? So guys, you can agree with that or you cannot, but in 5 years we can come back to this video and we will probably see a very, very clear solution of this theory. So thank you very much for that, Da Vinci. And I have one last ending point here. It's very important. In fact, actually every single one of us. And this is about the banks, of course. Everyone has some connection with banks, and the whole financial system is like a kraken being like connected through the banks. And we all know that the European banks, it's not going well for them, and you can even already see that in the stock prices. Like the Deutsche Bank is just dying. It's already close to zero. Well, but for the US banks, this is different. And if we are looking at this specific news here, let me just go here. It's the article I found it on Dollar Collapse. The road to Weimar goes through the European banking system. If we are scrolling down here, I will leave it somewhere in the description down below. You can see that the banks here, by the way, here. So JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, the famous Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, and of course also the S&P 500, just as a reference here. We can see all of them, they are up like crazy since 2009. And the fundamentals has been getting worse, hence still the price is still up. You can see here Bank of America 630%, and of course the famous Goldman Sachs is also up 140% here. So Da Vinci, what are your thoughts about this article, about these numbers, and what is your takeaway for the future here for the banking system?
Well, before I do that, before I say that, I would like people to understand where does he call it the road to Weimar? Since you're from Germany, I think you should best answer that question.
Yes.
Why is it called the road to Weimar?
It's, in the Weimar Republic. Everyone remembers, maybe everyone who is German and who is more than 120 years old can remember what happened back then. And we had a crazy hyperinflation because there was a lot of money printed. The people started spending it. The velocity went up and we had price increases, like unprecedented price increases. If you got your wage today and you wanted to buy a piece of bread 2 days later, you were actually not able to do that in the highest point of the hyperinflation. In the end, people had like big wagons full of cash, full of physical cash, to buy like a little bit of milk, a little bit of bread, because the prices has been so crazy. And in the end, we had like trillion Deutschmark notes, and this was like the craziest type of hyperinflation you could possibly imagine. And what this guy is predicting, of course, the road to Weimar, is that we are right now on the road to Weimar and that we will experience a hyperinflation just like back then in Germany, right?
Excellent. So right now he's saying that the banks are going to fall into a crisis, and I really think that that's possible. However, there's also the other possibility just like the Federal Reserve did in 2008, is that they are going to secretly bail out the banks by funneling cash under the table without letting people know through the central bank balance sheet that that's what they're doing. That's what they did with the banks in the United States and banks around the world and the Federal Reserve. And later on, we were told that they bailed them out to tunes of $16 trillion through the Federal Reserve's window. Now, I really think that that's most likely the result, but he did mention that you should short American banks, which have gone like pie in the sky high. But I would take a little bit of precaution with that, because I see hyperinflation coming down the pipe. And with hyperinflation, your shorts can get bowled over should things go crazy and we gap up across the board with priced in dollars. So be careful with that idea of shorting the banks. Yes. Sounds like a good idea. It sounds smart. It's the most intelligent idea to do, but it may not work out to your best intentions. And hey, I've been watched Alessio Rossani talking about how he sees the market going even higher, right? Yeah. It's going into a danger zone where people are going to get burned, but after they get burned, it's going to roll up and go higher. Yeah. So and if it's gonna go to all-time highs, that might mean hyperinflation, because think about it. There's no business going on. Well, because of something happened in our economy that caused that to happen.
It's crazy.
So, how's it possible the stock market's going to go up higher because of nobody's spending anything?
Yes, and we have a GDP projection of minus 42% for this quarter. We have a supply shock, we have a demand shock, yet the people are buying the stock markets. The S&P 500 is back above 3,000. This is completely irrational. So if you want to do anything, and if you want to buy something which is fundamentally not flawed, you might as well consider buying gold and Bitcoin, because they will profit from a hyperinflation as well. And if things go down, you at least know that you are holding something which is fundamentally not flawed. So I sold all my stocks within the last 2 years. And I don't know about you guys. You can let me know in the comment section down below. You know what, guys? I want to know it from you now in this poll. Take part at the poll and let me know, are you holding any stocks? Yes or no? Take part at the poll, which is popping up on top of the screen right now. And if you want to justify your vote, maybe also leave your thoughts in the comment section down below why you are not holding any stocks. That would be very interesting. So thank you so much for all these thoughts, Da Vinci. This was truly a jam-packed episode. I'm very sure that everyone will agree on that. I truly loved it, and I'm hoping that everyone here loved it as well. If you did, scroll down, smash the little like button. That would cheer us up as well. So that being said, Da Vinci, I know that you are turning down here on videos. You are not doing many videos, if any. I'm pretty sure everyone is very sad about that, and it's probably because of Pandora's Wallet. So do you have any news about Pandora's Wallet, something you would like to share? By the way, link is in the pinned comment down below as well.
Yeah, that's correct. I realize that the market they're going to probably, I really believe that they're probably going to do a confiscation, because that's the only way they're going to be able to reprice the debt to their favor. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I'm betting on, and so I'm going to be working on Pandora's Wallet for the rest and not doing videos. I'm just going to focus on Pandora's Wallet, because I want to be able to get as many coins as I possibly can off exchanges, and so that I don't have to worry about confiscation through legislation. And that's the key thing. Now, it's not confiscation, meaning that they're going to steal it from you. Of course, they will pay you cash for it, right? But you're not interested in the cash, of course. You're interested in holding these things, and they'll sell it as, hey, you know what? We're trying to protect you because we're protecting these rich people by buying their crappy assets. Now we're going to protect you by buying your assets that have been going down, because we don't want you to lose any money. And so that's how I see it being played out. Now, if you want to get my opinion, get some You get a private video that I do for my Pandora's Wallet subscribers. You can subscribe for just 1 month because I'm going to be gone for 1 month, and you can get a fresh new video every Sunday where I talk about the markets. I trade the markets live with everybody in Pandora's Wallet that has subscribed to Pandora's Wallet. So link in the description below to subscribe to Pandora's Wallet. Please, thank you.
Yes, it's highly recommended. It's a great product, and if we are looking at the dangers, at least if it's going to come or not, then it's a very wise thing to pull your assets, pull your Bitcoin and whatever from the exchanges, still being able to trade, but still by holding your private keys. So thank you so much, Da Vinci, for adding this huge amounts of value to the space. And that being said, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for also joining our affiliate section, supporting us with that, taking advantage of the bonus in case you are an experienced trader, of course. And yeah, that being said, we will see each other very soon at the next one of Crypto, already tomorrow. And as always, guys, I have one question to Da Vinci. Any last words to say before I wrap it up?
Yeah, always play from a position of strength and don't get wrecked.
Do not get wrecked, guys. I nearly forgot it, but I didn't. And yeah, that being said, we will see each other tomorrow at the next one of Crypto. And as always, guys, bye-bye.